Alright, so 1, 2, ready, go. Alright, so good morning. It's another day, and we're here shooting again. Alright, so today's discussion is basically what's the purpose of life. So, like, if you think about it from a Christian approach, and you go to the beginning of how God created life, and you think about it, that what exactly is life. So, let's say a human being's lifespan is like 100 years, or 90 years, or 150 years, or 200 years, whatever. But if you break those years down, you get months. You break those months down further, you actually get days. You get so break those days further, you have hours. So the unit of life is actually days. And if you now ask, okay, so what's the purpose of a day? And I answer, okay, let's go through like the Christian approach again. Go to Genesis 1 in the Bible. You see where God created a day, and you understand what He did and how He went about it. You get so from Genesis 1 to Genesis 2, you hear about how God spent the first 7 days, and you think about it, we actually have like a week. A week actually comprises of 7 days. You get, and on the 7th day God rested, and generally around the world there's always a 7th day for rest. You get, whether you're a Muslim or you're a Christian, there's always like a 7th day for rest. So if you go to some Islamic countries, their own resting day is a Friday. For Christians countries, their resting day is on a Sunday. So now if you read, once again, if you read from Genesis 1 to 2, you see that God did two things. Yeah, most common thing He did was He created and He separated. You get, and of course for whatever creation He created, He named some of them and left some of them for man to actually go about doing the naming by themselves. So God did two things: He created and He separated. And if you think of the word separation, it's more like organizing. So I would like to say, like, the purpose of life is to create and to organize. Yeah, so when you wake up in the morning, organize your bed, organize your environment, organize the world. So that we have pollution everywhere. I actually think we need to focus on organizing and creation. And if you think about it, even the educational system actually doesn't really reward creation to some point. Currently, it still rewards memorization. But the world is actually getting to a point whereby creation will actually be a big factor. It will be a big step that everybody has to take and everybody has to consider. And there will be no going back. Because if you look at it, people's followers, who have the largest followers on social media, they're actually the creators. So all that talk of leaders of tomorrow are the readers. It's actually bullocks, we have seen it, and I think it's going to continue to be that way, that the people that actually create will be the leaders of tomorrow. So think about Bill Gates, think about Mark Zuckerberg. These guys are creating multi-billion-dollar companies that sometime in the future, countries might not even exist because of how rich and full of human resources and economic value that these companies actually have. To get to a point whereby I won't be surprised people will start carrying like Facebook passports, and Samsung passports or Microsoft's passport, and nationality might not even matter again sometime in the future. So back to the Bible. Now, even Jesus Christ, when Jesus Christ came to the world, He was actually a creator. You can take an example. He was a carpenter. And what do carpenters do? They create chairs, they create beds, they create things, So it's really important that we don't get too carried away by depression and sadness and gloom, and actually just focus on what we're really here for, which is creation and organization. It will get to a point whereby robots will be introduced to the workforce, and they will be everywhere, and you will not be able to do anything about that. They will just be robots in every walk of life. There will be robots in the bank, there will be robots in the police station, there will be robots every single place you can think about. And that's not going to be a bad thing. It's not something that people should panic about. But at that point in time, people will start to wonder what their purpose in life is. So when that time comes, or even before that time comes, no matter what robots they introduce, they are designed to replicate. They are designed to replicate to perfection. How rare is it for them to create a robot that can actually create? I think that's always going to be mankind's biggest advantage over technology. Our ability to create in any form, create music, create art, create science, create medicine, create anything that it really pushes us to the next level. So right now, I advise everyone to become a creator, and whatever form of creator you want to be, just be a creator. That's the advantage, the single advantage we have over all forms of artificial intelligence that is coming our way very soon. So guys, I would love to hear what you guys think about it. I'd love to hear what your opinions would be, and what do you think about the whole topic of artificial intelligence and creation in general. You get. So let's say, for instance, now look at the educational system. The educational system currently rewards like the most smartest person that can memorize. You get. But society does not reward them. For instance, you might be in a secondary school whereby they are rewarding the best person in chemistry, the best person in physics. Yeah, what they're actually doing is just rewarding them for their ability to memorize. When you come out in the real world, you find out that that does not matter. Even the Nobel Prize, they're actually rewarding people for their discoveries or their application. Their discoveries in chemistry, their discoveries in physics, or how they were able to uniquely apply the knowledge of physics and chemistry into whatever they are planning to do. So that's where the future is. We can't continue on this path of thinking education is going to give us the right solution to the economy. I actually feel like one of the biggest problems that we have in this part of the world is actually education. Educating ourselves to a point whereby we can actually equip ourselves and stop importation, stop borrowing and all that, and to really, really empower the youth if we are able to create the things that we use. So that's it, guys. This is the first of many to come, and I hope you guys understand what the purpose of a day is and the importance of creation. Like, you can go and read the Bible yourself. You see where God created everything. He created the first day himself. And if we learn how to use the first week, just the same way God used his own first week, I think everybody's life will be better, and I think we'll live in a much more cooler world. Like, if you check it out, on the first day, God created the first day. Like on Genesis 1 verse 1, he created the first day, and he separated the night from the day. So that's just what it is. Spend your time organizing, cleaning, and also creating. Clean your environment, organize your environment, organize your mind, and use your mind to create. And it will bring like beautiful things. Like, when you create stuff, it's totally different from when you're reading stuff. It's different when you're reading from somebody's book, or when you're reading or you're listening to somebody's music, or you're watching somebody's movie. When you're creating, this is the first time ever you are giving birth to something that never existed, like originally. So when you're designing something, this is something that is coming from within you. It's pure. It's the purest form. It's actually coming from within you. Like, if you reference the Bible focuses that sin is not about how we eat. It's actually about what comes out within us. Do you get? Like, that's what true sinning is what the bad thing that comes out within you. So what about the good thing that can come out within you, the beautiful things that can come out within you? I think everybody should strive to try and create and find out what beautiful things that can come out within them, what beautiful stories they can write, what beautiful music they can create, what beautiful movies. I really feel the world is about creating and organizing. So thanks, guys. I hope you enjoyed the video. The sun is finally out, and this is like 7 o'clock. So see you guys tomorrow.